In this video I want to talk about importance to kiting or the purpose of kiting. First clip it will talk about kiting in general, and the other two clips are just PvP. One involves when my small group kited to take on a bigger group, and it's a good example of how to kite if you are either playing a tank in the group or a healer. So to get in, I can see that there's more people coming and that this small tree is not providing me any cover. They're just splitting the tree and it's going to cause me to move. So I get to the rock, but there's only one way that they can really get me. So I lay down my defenses and I start attacking and I buff up. Then I see someone has an angle on me that I cannot reach. So I have to get them an angle to where I can attack both at the same time. So I move. It's good to have a good evasive move like Mist or Cloak, Mirage. I think the more's double take. But as I can see, I got them all alone, so I start my attack. My resources aren't hurting. So yeah, just keep the damage up. And you really want to attack when they're single, they're all grouped up. So it's kind of weird, but hello. And then he moves up there for the fight, so it's good with kiting is you don't always know where the enemy is, but they always know where you... Let me flip that around. The enemy doesn't know where you are, but most of the time you're going to know where they are. If you're getting better at kiting, that's what's going to happen. So then, it's a one-on-one fight. There's no really point to kite here. I'm just going to waste resources and time. But in a couple seconds, the sword that I just killed is going to come back from the outpost. If I could change what I did in this video, I would take the fight away from the outpost a little farther, so I'd get more time fighting single people than them just respawning and running over to where I'm at. So I can see the sword coming, and my resources aren't bad, but I'm still going to decide to move the fight so that I don't have to take open fire from a sword. So again, I buff up when I go to my new spot, and I start doing damage when I'm getting targeted by one person. So now I don't feel like kiting around that big rock, and my resources are hurting. So I'm going to try to move the fight over to where I originally started. This is not a bad spot. People can fall, take fall damage, and it's great to know your surroundings. But really the main purpose of kiting is to get heat off you, but you can take out 1 to 2 people at a time, if not more. Kiting with a small group is effective, but it also takes a lot of coordination. I mean, kiting with all size groups is good, but so right here I'm just trying to relax and gain some resources because I know I'm going to move the fight with that sork on top of my spot now. So now I'm at a new spot and it's just too close to the outpost for my liking, so I'm gonna move a place that's not gonna be in like a travel path to where someone going to another keep will spot me. So I move the fight and I get them grouped up, and then I drop my ultimate. You really want to drop ultimates when you see that people are grouped up, but if you can tell, I've gained another source of DPS onto me, so I know that this fight just got a lot harder. So I'm trying to find a spot that's not being completely focused right now. And it's really not working too well for me. My resources are really bad. I can't really manage them too well because I can't lay up a fight. But I'll just let you watch and then I'll commentate over what I do. I'm putting my rune down to get magic because you don't regen magic when you're in mist form. So the rune will allow me to regen magic in mist form. Well, I'm always putting down my purify because there is a Templar on me, and that can be purged off like that. So I get to a place where I'm just going to accept that I'm going to lose the fight with lack of resources, and that I'm being focused by multiple people, and that I've received no help. And I just take my loss right here. My resources are low. I have legit nothing of anything, and no help showed up. So that's basically my purpose of why to kite, how to kite. You want to move the fight to where you're comfortable. You want to line of sight without you being line of sighted. It's really big because you don't want them to have a longer angle, especially if you don't have a lot of range. You don't want them to have a better angle on you to where you can't hit them but they can hit you. And buy time for either your group to come or someone else to try to come and manage your resources well. And that's my video. Enjoy these next two clips. This one is just me messing around with a couple yellows, and then you'll see what happens. It's pretty funny. So have a good day. Okay, so in this clip, I kited and picked up my group. As you can see, we're all trying to get our foot in this fight. There's only 2 people we can see. We're only focusing one. Then when I turn, you'll see a lot more coming. So I realize that they're coming. I tell my group to go all the way to the top. At the top, there's a tent you can kite around. You can go in between the fences, and the purpose of this kiting spot is you can drop a couple of enemies per kiting spot. You can jump between the fence, like right there, then on the other side there's a fence that's like leaning over, and you can jump over there, and most of the time you're gonna drop like 1 or 2 people that are following you, and you could focus on the fight. And then you can trap people inside that little tent to my left now, and you can do a lot of AoE in there, and you can kill a whole group pretty quick. But we have me as a Magic Templar, Cadillac is a Stam DK, and Walk is a Stam Nightblade. So it's going to be kind of hard to do AoE with this group. So I can see my tanks getting focused right now, so I try to hop in there and help, and then once they realize I'm a healer, they're going to switch attention to me. So my job now is, as I said, to kite and run around and heal. So I'm getting focused, so I have to change my line of sight so I cannot get attacked and I lose damage. But they will continue to follow me, and the best part about that is that allows my group to focus on other people while they're kiting with me. As you can see, we cleaned up this whole group, and now we're just searching for this last Nightblade. And you'll be able to hear my commentary of how I was talking. My friends do not have theirs set up. And that's basically how we took this fight to our hands and beat a bigger group with our 3-man. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this was information.